For instance, I had told you about the imaginary numbers, and you never even looked them up once.
I did talk about imaginary numbers. I talked
What
about
are
the
they?
AI.
What are imaginary numbers?
I talked about. I have a whole
All right,
episode
so
on
then
my.
tell me, what are
I have a whole
imaginary
episode on my
numbers? Okay, all right.
my YouTube
So what
about
are
imaginary numbers.
so what is an imaginary
Well,
number?
I've only gone over it. I haven't delved into it. I've been doing other things.
Well, Paul, if you don't delve into something, if you can't
I
answer
can't.
simple questions, it's an
I have like
imaginary number.
30. I have 30 books that are ready to be
Okay, have you
processed.
ever heard the expression "a mile wide and an inch deep"?
Oh no! Explain to me my name. Why don't you tell me my name? My name is Paul. Why don't you spell my name out so I can do my name?
You know what a
P.
mile
Was it?
wide and an
What comes
inch
after
deep
P?
is?
What comes after P? I forget. What happens after P? Tell me what happens after P. What happens? How you spell my name? It's Paul. How you spell my name? I don't know. I never heard that mile inch deep. No, I never heard that. I never heard that one. Never
Well,
heard. But
here's
bird.
what
The
it
bird.
means.
Yeah,
It means
now
that
I'm being sardonic. You're
sardonic.
sardonic. You're sardonic. Not being sardonic.
Okay, so then you agree with me that your knowledge is not very deep.
My knowledge is deep in areas.
What about imaginary numbers?
It's not very deep there.
All right, so
So I can't have, I'm not like a god like you. You who seems to have knows everything.
wait a minute. If I want to learn about imaginary numbers, what do? I delve into it.
Well,
If you want to learn about imaginary numbers, what do? Nothing.
nothing.
You just talk about it.
Well, now you're disgracing me.
I'm disgracing you.
You're using your you calling me a loser again.
I never said
You call me
that.
a loser. You just beat me up.
First of all, I never said the word.
You
loser.
call me yeah. You would put an L on your forehead and you call me a loser.
Did I call you?
You call me.
Just I use a sign for
You
loser.
use a sign for loser.
Why?
So
Why did I do that?
because you're a mean person.
No,
You're
I
a mean
did it
person
to
with no
spare
empathy.
You.
You have no
I did
empathy.
it to
You
spare
have no empathy, and you're a joker.
I have.
You're the joker. You're a joker. You the only thing that separates you from a joker is the willingness to kill. You stop
What?
at killing. Yeah,
Wait
you
a
willingness.
minute,
The Joker.
wait a minute.
The Joker doesn't care about killing. He would kill thousands of people.
Who
But
does
you,
he kill?
what?
Name one person.
He
the Joker
kills.
killed.
He kills thousands of innocent
Who?
civilians.
Who? Who did he kill?
He kills thousands of innocent civilians.
Who? Give me a
He
name.
gives the what?
Give me one name.
They don't have names in the stories. They don't have names.
Nameless gnomes.
There's people in the story.
So the person who wrote the story doesn't care, not the Joker.
What do you mean the people in the story? That's
The people in the
that's
story
crazy.
are nameless, right?
They're not, but they're people.
So the person who wrote the story didn't care about them.
Well, they didn't give them names, but they
That
died.
means they didn't care.
They died.
Wait a minute. If
They
you don't
died
have a
just
name-
the same.
If you don't have a name and you're in a story and you're a gnome, you don't really die. You're just a pawn inside of somebody's fictitious universe.
They died. They're people. They're populace. They're
Not real.
populace of
They're
society.
not real people.
Well, you don't have a name. You don't die. You think a Jewish person
if
and they
you're-
died in a concentration camp because they didn't have a name.
Wait a minute. All the people that died in the concentration camp have names. You know,
They had names, but they weren't given names.
they were given names and they have names. And if you want to look them up, you can. You know why they gave them the names and looked them up? You know why they did that? It's to make them real, not make them fictitious gnomes in a story.
Oh, you're,
So when
you're
you
cutting-
talk about all these thousands of people that the Joker died,
killed,
the Joker killed.
he killed these people.
that's all a fiction. There's no real people.
They're not real
The
people.
Joker's not real either. You see what I'm talking about? It's a fiction. It's not real.
So you saying if you act like the Joker, you're not being a real person?
Yeah. If I try to copy the Joker, I'm not a real person. Right. Exactly.
What this is?
Because the
this
Joker
crazy,
is a-
it's crazy talk.
The Joker is a fiction.
You're talking crazy talk.
If I'm modeling myself after a fictitious person, right?
Whose question has questionable motives? It's
It doesn't
evil.
matter what the motives are. If I'm modeling
If
myself,
you model yourself after evil, you're evil.
if I am modeling myself after a fictitious person, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter what his. If he's fictitious and I'm modeling myself after a fictitious person, I am basically kidding myself. It's not real. It's not reality.
That is the most absurd thing I ever heard.
Well,
That's the most
that's
absurd.
why you need to think about
That's
it.
the most absurd thing I ever heard.
You need to think about it.
If you believe in something and you make it real.
Wait a minute. If you believe that the Joker is a necessary force in human society, right? And you want to create the Joker in real life, and you want to start acting like the Joker in real life, that's very different than modeling yourself after the Joker, right? It's a very different activity.
I know,
But if you tried to model
you're very
yourself
shaky ground.
after the Joker and try to create the Joker as a real person, in other words, you try to bring him into reality out of fiction, then that's very, very, very problematic. That's a very problematic stance to have as a human being.
I model myself after ideals and
Not the Joker.
not the Joker.
But Batman.
But Batman, yes.
Well, wait a minute. Here we go down the rabbit hole. Why? How is Batman different than the Joker?
Batman has moral codes. He has unbreakable moral codes.
Is he real?
He's real to me.
Is he real?
He's real to me.
Hey, boy, you're begging the question. Is he real?
He's real to me.
He is a fictitious character.
He's just.
And if you try modeling yourself after a fictitious character,
Is Jesus Christ real?
Yeah, he's real.
You believe he walked on water? Do you believe he turned
wait.
water into wine?
Wait a minute. Let's stop.
Do you believe he came?
Paul,
what?
let's stop and consider what I just said. You asked me if I thought Jesus Christ is real, and I said yes. Why? Why do I think that?
I don't know.
What's different between? Why is Jesus Christ different than Batman? What's different?
I don't know. What's the difference?
See, here's your problem, Paul. You don't think about anything. You just skim right over it. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. Oh, okay. You walk. Yeah, why do I think Jesus Christ is real, and why do I think Batman's real?
Have you seen Jesus Christ?
No, I haven't seen Batman either. But why do I think one is? Why do I think one is real and one isn't?
I don't know. How can you tell which one's real and which one's not?
You don't know how to tell?
I don't know. How do you tell?
I tell by looking at verifiable facts.
Oh, I see verifiable facts of Batman. I've seen him.
What? What verifiable facts?
I've seen him depicted in several movies.
Are those movies real?
They're real to me.
Are they real? Ay, Paul. This is the problem. The problem. You think movies are real. That's your problem.
Movies are real.
The movies aren't real.
Movies are real.
They're stories.
They're stories, but they're real.
Now, some of them can be based on real people.
There are based on real people,
but not all of them. Not all of them, Paul. Not all. I mean, that's where you got to draw the line. You have to draw some lines.
If you believe in them, then they become real.
No, that's not true.
No, anything you believe in becomes true.
That's like movie fiction. Well, if you believe it, well, if you wish upon a star.
Yeah, if you wish upon a star, it becomes real.
Yeah, that's Walt Disney fiction. You believe
that's truth.
Oh my God,
that's truth. If you believe on something, it becomes true.
That's not true, Paul.
If you aim for the stars, if you aim for the moon. And you end up in the stars. That's
if you aim for the moon, do you end up in the stars?
Yeah, if you aim for the moon.
What's the difference? What's the closest star to the moon?
The closest star to the moon is the sun.
Yeah. So if you aim for the moon, you can end up in the sun, not in the star. Okay?
No, but if you aim for the moon, you'll be among the stars.
No, you won't. You'll be
in outer space. You'll be
in outer space. But you're not going to be any closer to the stars than you were if you were on Earth.
No, but you'll be closer to the stars than you were when you were on Earth.
No, you won't. No, you won't. The stars are the closest star. What's the closest star to the Earth?
The sun is the closest star.
All right, beyond the sun, the sun. What's the closest star?
I have no idea which is the closest star.
Well, it's about 6 trillion miles away.
6 trillion miles away.
6 trillion miles away. What's the distance with the Earth and the Moon? You know what the distance is?
All right, it's a lot closer than 6 trillion miles.
Yeah, what is it?
I have no idea what it is.
It's about 250,000 miles away. So here's 250,000 miles, and here's 6 trillion. Okay? So if you go from here to here, and this is the other, it is not even close. So if somebody comes up with some stupid aphorism, if you aim for the moon, you end up in the stars. Stupid.
Well, you look like you're in the stars. You don't see the...
Yeah, no. They didn't say you look like you're in the stars. You're among the stars.
Well, they're using poetic language.
I know, Paul. I understand. Is poetic language real? No.
Poetic language has a sense of being real.
I know, but it's not real, right?
But if you believe it's real, then it becomes real. No.
If you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. When you wish upon a star, you could have.
If you see purple,
that's. If you see Disney, purple, you're Walt Disney fiction.
If you look in your mind, and you see King Kong in your mind.
Yeah.
Then try to say, well, try not to think of King Kong. Okay. It's not possible. You can't not think of King Kong.
What does that got to do with
It's the power. It's the power of belief. It's like if you see.
That's not the power of belief.
The power of belief is.
That's not the power of belief.
Yes, the power of belief.
No, that's the power of suggestion. That's a different thing, Paul. So you're conflating two different things.
No, you're just trying to use semantic arguments.
It's not semantic. One is one thing, one is another.
Well, it's
if
like,
I suggest something to you and you can't get it out of your head, that doesn't mean that it becomes real. That just means that the suggestion is overpowering your sensorium, so that's all you can think about. But that doesn't make it real. See, Paul, your problem is you're always using poetic language, or you're always using drama, you're always using this, and you conflate different things, and you don't really take the time to think about it. You have to take time to think about things. You're like a butterfly. You flit from one flower to the next, to the next, to the next, and you never really think about anything. And then you come out with all this stuff, and you try imposing your beliefs on everybody else. You put all this stuff up there, and half of it's complete nonsense.
It seems like nonsense.
Well, if I think about it, and it's real if I think about it. If I think that I'm Batman, I could turn into Batman. Come on, Paul.
Yeah, you can take on the ideals of Batman.
That's not becoming Batman.
It is becoming Batman.
No, it isn't.
What is Batman? First off, he's a belief system. He's a belief system. He has moral code. He developed the moral code.
Who's he? Who developed the moral code? Did Batman develop the moral code?
Well, the creator of Batman.
Yeah, exactly. So who's real? The creator of Batman or Batman?
Well, they're both real.
No. One is real and one is fiction.
Well, people believe in Batman.
Do the people believe in the creator of Batman?
They don't. Do they? You say
they believe in the creator of Batman?
Do they worship the creator as a deity?
And I didn't ask about worship. See, we're going back to worship and power and influence. That's where you're always at, Paul. It's always about power and influence. It's not that. It's about what's real and what isn't.
Well, go back to Jesus and say
Jesus is real.
Well, how do you know Jesus is real?
All right. Well, how do you think that people?
Are you going to use the Bible? Are you going to use the Bible?
No.
What are you going to use?
No, you use sources outside the Bible.
What sources outside the Bible?
Do you know who Pliny is?
Pliny?
Yeah, Pliny. Pliny.
I don't know who Pliny is.
See, there you go.
Well, you got Lord all the information over my head, or are you going to tell me?
Pliny is a historian. There was actually several Plinies. There's Pliny the Elder and Pliny the Younger. Look them up on your phone. Look them up. You got your phone right there. You have all the information right there. You can look them up. Wow. And then there's historical basis for Jesus to exist, right? He existed, okay? It's an historical basis, all right? And when he was condemned to death by Pontius Pilate, that became a record in the Roman history, right? So there's a record of it, okay? It's not a complete fiction, okay? So look it up. Look this stuff up. I mean, you should spend more time trying to get knowledge together and less time shooting your mouth off. Because that's what you do. You shoot your mouth off. And you're constantly trying to...
I don't get knowledge. I just shoot
No, yeah, your idea of getting knowledge is to read some idiot on the internet and just pasting his whatever he says, whatever garbage comes out of his asshole, you just retweet it. That's not knowledge. Knowledge is reading about different sources, corroborating things.
Knowledge comes.
Yeah, your idea. Oh, I'm gonna so and so farted some idea on the internet, and I'm gonna retweet it. That's not knowledge.
It doesn't matter where the idea comes from if it makes sense.
Well, it's got to be corroborated.
You
got to corroborate.
You have to analyze the knowledge
and then you get
first.
To the point where you think that movies are real. Yeah, I've been saying this for years, Paul. I said Star Wars is not real.
It could be real in another universe.
But it's not.
How do you know it's not? It could be.
Well, do I have any corroboration? No.
There's multiple universes, right?
Yeah. Is there any corroboration for multiple universes?
Well, that we speculate there's multiple universes.
Speculation is not reality, Paul.
But you can't deny that it's not possible.
That doesn't mean to make it real. Just because you deny it, just if I say that there is a rat underneath this pillow, that doesn't make the rat's real. Right?
There's a possibility the rat could be.
Yeah, there's a possibility a rat could be under that pillow. That doesn't make it real.
What? You're just
what?
You're just trying to obfuscate.
I'm trying.
You're trying to obfuscate.
I'm trying to clarify. You're the one that's obfuscating.
You're trying to use.
I'm trying to clarify.
You're trying to use tricks, like Jesus Christ usually trying to walk on water.
You asked me if Jesus Christ was real.
Did he walk on water?
I don't know.
Did he change water into wine?
I don't know.
Did he rise from the dead?
I don't know.
You try to take someone who lived and died and a long time ago and try to turn them into a deity. I mean, that's a big difference.
Well, that is a big difference. But the fact that he existed is real.
But you don't believe that Jesus Christ is a God, do you?
Yes, I do.
You do believe he's a God.
Yeah, I have a belief that he's a God.
Based on what?
I can have beliefs, but a belief is not based on reality. A belief is based on what you feel.
You don't go to church every Sunday. Well,
what does that have to do with anything?
But if you believed in God, you wouldn't want to go.
Wait. Do Buddhists believe in God?
Buddhists believe in God?
Yeah.
I believe they do believe in God.
Do they go to church?
They have their own temples.
Do they go to church?
They don't go to church. They go to the temples.
Okay. Do Hindus believe in God?
Who?
Hindus.
Hindus. I believe they do believe in God.
Do they go to Buddhist temples?
Don't they?
No.
They don't go to Buddhist temples.
No.
Well, okay. No. Well, you don't have.
So everybody. Well, let me ask you this: Did Jesus believe in God? Sure, he did. God was his father. Right?
His father.
Did he go to church?
Well, do I think Josh?
Did he go to church?
Do I think? No, I don't think
he didn't go to church. So going to church is not the positive for believing in God, right? It's not the positive.
Does it show you respects to the deity?
Is it the positive?
Does it show you respects to the deity?
It may, but that's beside the point, right?
And singing the hymns and the music, and does it show?
Did Jesus Christ sing any hymns?
I have no idea. I never.
Well, as far as
I wasn't alive when Jesus Christ was alive.
As far as we know, he didn't sing any hymns.
I'm not a very trusting person, so I can't trust what other people say. Okay. Just because some person you said this pious guy wrote something down doesn't mean it's true.
All right.
So do I believe it's true or something?
So wait a minute. Let's look. So if Jesus didn't sing hymns, does that mean he didn't respect God?
Well, I'm just saying. What about this guy that you said wrote this stuff down?
What guy?
The Pius.
Pius.
What's his name? This is the guy who wrote
you already forgot
the historian.
Pliny.
Yeah, Pliny. Just because Pliny wrote something down doesn't mean it's true. I can write stuff down and it doesn't mean it's true. I write stuff down today and you say it's not true.
Okay. But if he wrote it down, does it corroborate what's true? Or what you think may be true?
Do I write something down? Does that corroborate what's true?
If you write down that today I went to the movies, right?
Right.
That would lend credence to the fact that you went to the movies.
Well, what if I didn't go to the movies and I went to the movies?
All right. Well, then we need to get some other source to say that you went to the movies.
How would you differ than my taking? I went to the movies. Do you verify like you said?
I would have to get at least another source to verify. Yes.
So if you have no other source, then you can't
verify.
Well,
we do have another source. We do have another source.
What other source?
The Bible.
Well, the Bible is not really a source, is it?
The Bible's not a source?
It's fictitious.
Wait a minute.
It's
fictitious
stories.
Wait a minute. Paul.
It has a bunch of fictitious stories in the Bible.
Paul, you're thinking the entire Bible is fictitious?
It's who wrote the Bible?
A lot of different people wrote it.
A lot of different people wrote it.
The Bible is a compilation of multiple stories over many, many decades and millennia.
Well, to fact check the Bible would be a tremendous effort to
and
fact
people
check
have done it.
I know it's like a fool's errand. It's a fool's errand.
Why is it a fool's errand?
Well, I was like, let's fact check every single Batman comic book. Let's do that.
Fact checking Batman is a lot easier than fact checking the Bible. You know why?
I think
because the Batman mythology started back right after World War II, and it's all fiction. The Bible started a long time ago, and some of it may be fiction, some of it may not.
I would say
it's a lot more difficult.
I would
say check the Bible.
I say there's more facts in the Batman comics than there are in the Bible.
Oh my God! What a stupid comment that is. That's stupid, Paul. That's totally stupid, and you know it.
Jonah in the whale.
This is a perfect example.
You think there's a guy named Jonah that he was in a whale, and
this is a perfect example of you shooting your mouth off.
You think there's a guy was swallowed by a whale? What about the ark?
You think that there's ever situations where people were swallowed by a whale?
No, I don't think there's a situation.
You never thought there was a situation where someone was swallowed by a whale?
Like what? Like Pinocchio swallowed by a whale?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do not think it's a situation where people swallowed by a whale.
You don't think there's ever a situation?
No, I don't think there's ever a situation. No, I don't think that. Okay. I don't think that's possible. Right. Okay. Swallowed by a whale. No, I don't think it's possible. Okay. They'll live inside a whale's body. No.
Wait a minute. I didn't say live inside a whale. I said swallowed by a whale.
But he was swallowed by it, and he was to get out.
Well, I didn't say that. I just said swallowed by a whale. So you got to learn to listen. That's the other thing you don't do, Paul.
Well, shark.
You don't
He
listen.
was swallowed by a shark. You think he'd be swallowed by a shark?
People have been swallowed by a shark. Yeah, absolutely.
But
They found body parts inside of sharks. Yeah, absolutely.
if I body parts, just because they eat a leg doesn't mean you've been swallowed whole by a shark.
You could be swallowed whole by a shark. Yes.
No, you can't be swallowed whole by a
Yes.
shark. That's ridiculous.
It's possible. to be
No,
swallowed
that's
whole by a
ridiculous.
shark.
That's
You think it's possibly swallowed whole by a hippopotamus?
Swallowed whole by a hippopotamus?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you swallow whole
No,
by a
they've had instances or documented instances where people will swallow whole by a hippopotamus.
I don't believe. You have to
Well,
show
get
that.
it.
You have to show that to me. Swallow whole by.
Get it on the internet.
You think it's toe to head swallowed by a hole?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking about an arm or a leg or a
You think
head.
it's possibly
That's
swallowed whole by a python?
Swallowed whole by a python?
Yeah.
I find it very hard to believe swallowed whole by a python.
Well, get on the internet, look it up. You could happen. The python's jaw is designed so it could take a huge amount of mass in all at once. And that's what it does. It'll sit there for months and digest it. I mean, that's a fact. So it's possible that somebody sees something like this and then they make a whole mythology based on what one simple fact.
It's swallowed by a shark, and then you have to live in the shark, and you come out because God said so.
Nobody. Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute, Paul. We're talking about facts, verifiable facts. We're not talking about mythology. But a lot of mythology is based on some sort of fact, right? I just read an article just the other day where they found these huge skulls that were in Crete. Okay, huge skulls, right? And guess what it's got in the center of its forehead? What do you think it has?
A diamond.
A diamond. No, it's got a center hole, right?
A hole.
Yeah.
A hole in the skull.
Yeah, it's like some sort of deformity in the skull, they think. Okay, and so what do you think when people were digging this stuff up centuries ago or millennia ago? What do you think? What do you think they thought that was?
I don't know. What did they think?
Well, what is one of the histories of the Ulysses? What's one of the things about Ulysses?
Ulysses.
Yeah, remember what happened? They got captured by what?
Oh, you think it's an eye? You think an eye?
Yeah, they thought it was
a cyclops.
Yeah, they thought it was a cyclops, and that's where this whole thing came up with a cyclops, right? Right.
So you think there's such a thing as a cyclops?
Well, there's this skull that exists. This was dug up not too long ago in Crete. So it's possible that that somebody else may have dug this thing up thousands of years ago, and they said, "Oh, whoa, what the heck is this? It must be a cyclops." And they come up with this whole mythology based on a cyclops. So all these mythologies may have some basis in fact.
Yeah, well,
That doesn't mean the whole thing is real, right?
yeah, but that's just because that the comic book is fictional doesn't make it false. It could be just as true.
Just because the comic book is fictional doesn't make it not real. Is that what you're saying?
It's collaborated. It's put together by factual things like crime and poverty and strife.
Gotham
and
is Gotham a crime-ridden city?
Gotham is a
Gotham a crime-ridden city?
Yes,
or no?
and it's mirrored after New York City.
Okay, but it's not New York City, is it?
But it's not. But it's a fictional city.
Yeah. So how is that different?
Metropolis is a fictional city too.
Yeah. How is it different?
Well, it's different. It's fictional.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist, but just
Right.
because New York City is real and Spider-Man is in New York City doesn't make Spider-Man real. Just because
Exactly. See, now you're starting to understand.
No, I understand perfectly.
No, you think Spider-Man's real.
I think he's real in people's
See?
hearts.
Yeah, see, there you go.
People believe in Spider-Man.
There you go.
They believe in the story.
There you go.
You have to believe in the story
There
before
you go.
you have to have this suspend your disbelief.
When you wish
You have to-
upon a star,
You have to suspend your disbelief.
makes no difference who you are.
It's like the stock market. You believe that you can make money in the stock market. If you didn't believe you can make money in the stock market, you wouldn't spend any
That's
time.
not the same thing, Paul.
No, it is the same thing.
No.
It is the same
no,
thing.
no.
Do you believe you can make money in the stock market?
That has totally different.
Do you believe?
Paul, that's totally
Do you
different.
believe you can make money in the stock market? Yes or no?
Yes.
So you try to make.
Does
money.
that make the stock market real?
It makes the stock market real? Yes.
No.
Yes, it
No,
does.
it doesn't.
Does
If I believe I can make money, selling, moon rocks, does that make the moon rocks real? No.
It makes you'd be certifiable. If people believe in moon rocks, so you can make money
I
with
mean,
moon
people.
rocks.
If I believe that I could get Neptune diamonds and make money on, does that make them real? No,
It makes it real to you, but
but that doesn't make it real. You see,
to
making
most
it.
people. It doesn't make it real to
Hey,
most
Paul,
people.
Paul, you got to learn. You got to learn to sit and think about what you're saying. You can't just shoot your mouth off like you're having diarrhea at the mouth and expect people to. You say, well, nobody respects me. Nobody listens to me. Yeah, because you're running your mouth off. You're saying crazy things. You're not doing just because you retweet something doesn't make it real. Just because some idiot says something on the internet and you retweet it doesn't make it real. You put all these things together and you
It makes
expect
it real.
everybody to respect it. It's just garbage.
You think it's garbage. You don't
I
believe
think
it.
it's garbage because it's not corroborated. It's not. You haven't synthesized
said
it in
you
any
haven't
way. You
corroborated.
just retweet
This
it.
is corroborated this guy that wrote down that Jesus was like. This is the Romans said that they executed Jesus and makes Jesus real. Jesus, he died thousands of years ago, and you believe that he existed because some Roman wrote it down somewhere that it was real, so it becomes proof.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
And then you try to
Wait a
say
minute,
that
wait a
you
minute,
say
wait
I
a
went to the
minute, wait a minute.
movies, and you say you can't corroborate that, but you say
Oh, wait a minute. You're going to compare a movie to the Bible. Is that what you're going to say?
I'm saying there's
Is that what you know? I just want to know. Is that what you're doing?
well, what
See, as soon
what
as you do
what's
that,
stopping me from comparing the movie to a Bible?
what's stopping you from comparing it is that you're
I
not
have-
looking at the
I
facts.
have free will. I can do whatever I want.
I know you can. That doesn't make you credible
But does it make you credible to who?
to anybody.
Do you know everyone's point of view?
No,
You
no, but I do know that if you're looking for respect, right, and you're looking for people to follow you, you're looking for to be a source of wisdom. You can't do it by just farting out something that somebody else says and retweeting it. That's stupid.
someone why is this someone discredited? You don't even know what they said. You're saying farted. You're using language that's
Well, when somebody
disrespect.
when
You're using
somebody
disrespectful
most
language.
people, 98% of the people on the internet.
Well, if one person is right and everyone else is wrong, who do you follow? You follow the person who's right. You follow everyone else is wrong. Well,
No.
Galileo, he thought that he was right and everyone else thought he was wrong. Should we
Well,
not follow Galileo?
So how do you know which is Galileo and how do you know which is everybody
Well,
else?
I believe that I'm right, and it doesn't matter if anyone else believes, as long as I believe. I
That's
believe in
not
myself.
true. It does matter.
I believe in myself. It doesn't
It
matter.
does matter.
It doesn't matter.
It
Well,
does matter.
it's like
If you
it's
believe
like
something is right,
Louis
but you don't
Pasteur.
corroborate it.
Louis Pasteur. He believed in
Yeah, what did he believe?
He believed in germs and stuff, and people said no.
Yeah, why did
They
he
didn't
believe?
believe. They didn't believe in that.
Yeah, why did Louis Pasteur believe in germs?
He believed it because he had well, why do you think he had believed in it?
No, you tell me. You brought him up. You tell me. Why did he believe
I
in
believe
germs?
he had. I'm not exactly sure why he.
Well,
had,
see, here's there exactly is your problem.
I
You're
think-
shooting your mouth off and you don't have any facts.
I've read the story about
Well,
Louis
what's the story?
Pasteur.
Yeah, what is the story?
I believe I think he had evidence. He had microscopic evidence of
What
the
kind
germs.
of evidence did he have?
Didn't he have a microscope and he had he was able to see the germs? They're
No,
considered invisible.
That's not the experiment he did. He did a classic experiment to show how germs can adversely affect things. In fact, you know how he started. You know what he started working on? He was hired by cheesemakers because cheesemakers were upset that they couldn't consistently get good cheese. Every once in a while, they get a bad batch of cheese. And why do you think that was? Why do you think they were getting bad cheese? Because they got wild bacteria in there that wasn't making the cheese with the taste that they wanted. So they were trying to figure out how can we consistently get good cheese. So they went to Louis Pasteur and they said, well, what do we do? So at the time, nobody understood about germs. They didn't understand any of that stuff. So Louis Pasteur was trying to show that the germs can come through the atmosphere. You can get germs through the atmosphere. And he did elegant experiments to show that. All right, he didn't have a microscope. He just was using logical experiments to show it. Now later on, people did come up with microscopes and were able to show the actual germs. Okay, but this is all based on facts. It wasn't just based on beliefs. You see what I'm saying?
But
So
Louis,
you have to.
Louis Pasteur, people didn't believe in him, and he believed in himself.
He believed that he could come up with an answer, but he had to come up with an answer.
I
He
know,
couldn't
but
just say, I believe this,
But he,
and not have the data to
but
show
he
it.
believed in himself. He did.
Well,
believe
that's
in himself.
beside the point. You're conflating two different things.
Well, I'm saying
You're
someone.
conflating.
I said
That's what you do, Paul. You conflate different things. You take two different ideas and you conflate them, and then you think that because that's it, then that's true. And then you write a poster about it. You put a tweet on it, and if nobody believes you, then you are insulted because nobody's respecting
you
you.
don't want to.
Well, how do you expect people to respect you if you come up with stuff that doesn't make any sense?
You saying Louis Pasteur doesn't make any sense?
Oh my God!
You just
Did
said.
I say Louis Pasteur didn't make any sense?
Well, you just said he made sense and he believed in himself and he got.
I said believing in yourself is not the same as coming up with scientific proof.
He came up with scientific results because he believed in himself. He believed that it was true.
No. He came up with scientific stuff because he came up with the right experiments to show it.
I know, but
But that had nothing to do with believing in himself. If he believes in himself, that gave him the moral courage to go forward.
Yes.
But that's not the same as him coming up with the actual proof.
People said to him, they said that it's not possible, it's not true, and he
That's
just went,
beside the
and
point.
he went along with it. Then
That's
he
beside
would
the point.
He would have not gone
That's
forward.
beside the point.
That's the whole. That is the whole point. That's the
No.
whole point of the story.
No, that's not the point.
You're looking at it from a
That's
different
not
point of
the
view.
point.
You're looking at it in a different point of view.
No,
I'm looking at it just based on the facts.
I'm
and
looking
not
at
based
it,
on the
Paul.
on the belief system.
Paul, I am trying to come up with a way of you looking at reality that's not based on you thinking that movies are true. Because that's your base. When it comes down, we boil it all down. You think that movies are true, and they're not. Movies are not true, and you can't base your life on movies.
You have to believe in the movie, or
I know.
it doesn't become true to you. That's why you have to suspend your disbelief. If you don't suspend
I
your
know, but
disbelief,
the problem,
you
Paul,
can't
the problem
enjoy the
is
movie.
you can suspend your disbelief for entertainment purposes, okay? But you can't suspend your disbelief indefinitely. Otherwise, you have no moral compass, okay? You have no way of getting out of bed in the morning. You have no way of doing things. And your credibility goes out the window because you start walking around telling everybody you're Batman. You know, people looking at you like you're an idiot.
Well, you're Batman. It means you believe in the.
No, when you say you're Batman, it means you don't have you're not. You got 1 foot in irreality. You're not able. You're not able to cope with reality, and you're basically stepping out of reality.
You believe in the concept of Batman, but Batman believed.
That's not what you say, though. You say I'm Batman.
I'm just simplifying it to a degree.
What did I say before, Paul? I always said, don't exaggerate, no drama. Remember, I keep telling you that stuff.
I know,
and you don't want to listen. You don't want to listen.
What you saying? You don't want to be I can't be myself. You're saying you can't be myself.
Oh no! I'm saying you can't be Batman.
You're saying I can't be myself.
And that's yourself, right? So you believe you're Batman.
You say I can't be myself. I can't be who I am. I have to be this pencil neck.
Pencil neck. I never used the expression pencil neck.
Be like some sort of jerk.
Did I say jerk? Did I say jerk? I never said Washington. I never said jerk. I never said pencil neck. I never said any of those things.
Two-faced liar.
I never said two-faced. I never said any of that. You're putting all these words in my mouth. I never said any of that.
Well, you don't want me not to be true to myself. You want me to
You're not being true to yourself when you think you're Batman.
Well, I am being true to myself. I think I'm Batman. I believe in the ideals of Batman. I believe in the moral code of the superhero.
Okay. All right, that's great to believe in a moral code, but that's not being Batman.
Well, Batman, that is the basis of Batman. When Tim Burton did Batman, he had Batman kill someone. That was against Batman's moral code. Batman would not kill someone. Batman would risk his life to save the Joker. If Batman would risk his life to save the Joker, then he believes in human life more than he believes in his own life.
Can't talk about this anymore. We've gone on and on, around and around and around. And I can't talk about it anymore. You know why?
Why?
See this? This is my homework. I got all this stuff to do.
Well, you brought this up.
I didn't bring it up. I'm sitting here. You came up to me. I was getting ready to do my work, and that was an hour ago.
No, it's more like 34.
No, it's an hour ago.
37 minutes. It was 36 minutes ago.
All right. Whatever it was, I'm wasting time. I'm not getting my work done.
Well, I don't think it's a waste of time. I think we discovered a lot of ground.
Yeah, what did we discover?
We discovered that your belief systems are very strong and they can't be swayed very easily.
And what about your systems?
My belief systems are as equally as strong. And they can't be overcome by
What
you.
do we accomplish?
Well,
Nothing.
we fenced and we came off and you
You're gonna go off and start retweeting garbage on the internet, and I'm gonna start doing my work, right? So we're no different than we were, right?
it's not garbage. You think it's garbage. You think it's garbage, so it becomes garbage in your mind. But I think it's not garbage. I
What
believe
do you think it is?
I think it's wisdom.
So you think it's wisdom, right?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead. Retweet it.
it's wisdom. I have a whole book. That's why you didn't read my quote book.
I did read your quote book.
You,
It's a lot of retweeted stuff. A lot of it's half baked. It's not. You're not considering.
you didn't read it. You just
You've
looked
not
at. You looked at a couple pages. And that's it.
You've not
You
really.
didn't read
sat-
through the whole book.
Paul, when it's a mile wide and an inch deep, guess what? Doesn't take long to get through it.
You didn't read through the whole book. You read through a couple pages.
So one quote.
You read through a couple
One
pages.
quote has nothing to do with the next, right?
It's a quote book.
Yeah. So one has nothing to do with the next. There's no theme.
You didn't look through the
There's
whole
no
quote book.
overarching. Is there an overarching theme? No.
Yes, it's just talk about. It talks about.
What's the overarching theme?
It talks about it's a Twitter storm. It talks about all the tweets. And I was just distilling logic from a whole bunch of
it's a Twitter
tweets.
storm. So when you have a Twitter storm, is there any overarching logic in the?
I
Twitter
see the logic within. You're not seeing the logic within the.
Well,
Within
you
the
should take time to point it out to me. The logic.
well, if you can't, if a horse,
Is there a forward? Wait,
if you bring-
is there a forward? No.
If you
Is there
bring-
an afterward? No.
if you
Is
bring-
there any kind of synthesis of the information? No.
If
You
you
just
bring-
throw it out there.
if you bring a horse to water and they don't drink, that's
Yeah.
not your fault. You didn't
whose
want.
fault is
I
it?
brought you to the water source and you didn't want to drink it. That's
Yeah.
your fault.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fine.